Rosbifs Rugby's team previews of all the top 14 sides. Yes, we are doing a little team guide, as we did with Pro Day Dirt, on every single side in the top 14, just so that you've hopefully got a little bit more insight going into the brand new season. We're doing, hopefully you'll see the others in the playlist. We've gone through our top signings and the players to watch, the young players to watch. They'll all be in this top 14 preview playlist, but make sure you subscribe so you get a notification when each of them gets updated. But this is the first one, is Bayonne, Aviron Bayonnais, the first alphabetically in the top 14, whichever way you go about it. Bayonne, yes, brilliant season last season. They finished fourth. They won their home barrage game against Clermont, and then they actually pushed Toulouse pretty close in the semi-final on neutral territory, but ultimately they were a little bit limited game plan. I think the scoreline flattered them a little bit with a late try, but Toulouse really had them at arm's length. What can we expect from Bayonne? Well, Bayonne is a place that I've been to plenty of times. I absolutely love it as a town. It's stunning. There's riverside bars. It's like timber frame, shuttered windows, timber frame buildings. It seems to be glorious sunshine quite a lot down there. Although we did get quite a bit of rain last time I was there. The Stash shop is absolutely fantastic. I've got a fantastic Christmas jumper that I bought on discount last time I was there in April that I'm looking forward to wearing this year. Pretty close to Biarritz. They're the big rival. They really, really hate each other actually in the Basque Country. But obviously it's quite close to San Sebastian in the Spanish Basque Country over the border. And their derby game was against Pau in the Real Arena in San Sebastian, which was really, really bloody cool. But Stade Jean Daugé, they have turned it into an absolute fortress. I think they've lost one game there in the last... lost one game in the last 2 seasons at Stade Jean Daugé. So pretty positive for Bayonne generally, I'd say. They've had... Let's have a look at some of the key players then in that list. Joris Segons was fantastic last season, towards the end of the season. He was the key player in that final, in the semi-final against Toulouse. And he's a key part of their game plan, really, because it is quite reliant on a big, big pack and a lot of good kicking. Joris Segons seemed to kick them from absolutely anywhere last year. I was pretty sceptical about Joris Segons in the past, but I thought he really turned around his season, or turned around my opinion of him last season. He actually played pretty well for France over the summer as well. Obviously, the other 2 key names there that you can see is that centre pairing, which was possibly the best centre pairing in the top 14 last year. Manu Tuolangi was back near his best. Obviously not quite at 2012 Manu Tuolangi, but he was blooming close to that blockbuster, running over people, getting over the gain line, tackling hard Manu that we love. And it's just so... There's something about seeing Manu Tuolangi when he's in form that is just so enjoyable to watch. Outside him was Sorelli Mangala, who first half of the season was basically kind of a try a game with some freakish tries, unbelievable feet, brilliant both sides of the ball, really good jackler, wiry but deceptively strong. And the other key player we've got there is Gio Habel-Kufner. So Uzek Kassim was a really good player. You can see he's in the departures. He's gone, and I think he was due to stay at Bayonne. But Gio Habel-Kufner kind of came in from Stade Francais last season and kind of overtook him, really. He was just so physical, both sides of the ball. Great work rate. Became their key ball carrier. Big, big fan of Gio Habel-Kufner. To be honest, with Bayonne, picking out the key players and the unsung heroes was really tough because their pack does so much good work around the park. It's really physical. They're really good at line-out time. And in that, crucial to that is Artur Aturia, a man that personally, and I think Rich kind of agrees with me, but personally I believe should be still playing for France. He's only 31. Just fantastic line-out athlete. Club captain, proud Basque man. Brilliant at line-out time. Absolutely brilliant at line-out time. And made our top 14 team of the season in the second row as well. But Facundo Bosch, another man that made our top 14 team of the season. Hookers weren't that fantastic in the top 14 last year, but Bosch, brilliant at the breakdown. Not wanted by Argentina. Fantastic kind of ball carrier as well. Really dynamic around the park. Similarly, Rodrigo Bruni, another man not really wanted by Argentina. Brings a boatload of physicality. Does loads of that dirty work. As does one-time Rosbif guest and favourite Alex Moon, former Northampton man, really grew into that role. That partnership started off, he was kind of on the bench, but that partnership between him and Aturia in the second row became really consistent, and that is when Bayonne's pack and their driving game and their line-out game became so consistent. So those are the unsung heroes, the tight five, the whole pack, actually. The back five at scrum is really good, abrasive set of forwards. So that's kind of, as I said, the key players and the unsung heroes could have been the kind of very interchangeable. They've got some fantastic young players as well. Two of them in the front row. In Tavita Tatafu, Tongan-born, has played for France, really struggling to get fit. I think he's got quite a long-term injury at the start of the season. When he does play, he is absolutely fantastic. Really good ball carrier. He's like 150 kilos as well, so he's really hard to shift. Lucas Martens is... I wouldn't be surprised. We've got Facundo Bosch in the Unsung Heroes, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Lucas Martins starting a lot more at hooker this season. Scored quite a few tries at the back of mauls. His line-out arrows were pretty good as well. Just your typical young French hooker. Just seems to do it all. Couple of other names there. Tom Spring, still really, really young. Capped by France over the summer. Was brilliant in that first test when France nearly stunned the All Blacks. Great under the high ball. Good all-round player. Esteban Capilla, back rower, has played a bit of sevens for France. Just really, really raw. He's a fantastic athlete. Rapid. Rangy runner, set up the try in the semi-final. Could have been an absolute wonder try if he'd gone on his own. But some of his discipline is terrible, and he actually got a bit of stick in the local press last year for some of his red cards. So they were pretty settled last year. They have lost Cami Lopez, kind of a club legend, despite the fact he was only there for a few years. But when they first came back into the top 14, he was just the key man. Played so many minutes the previous 2 seasons. Kind of was slowly phased out as he got older and Eurosagons came into the team, and I think they worked that one quite nicely, but it was an absolute stalwart for them. He will be a big loss. They've replaced him with Gareth Anscombe, won't have that kind of local part of the local identity and local connection, but ultimately a very skillful, classy, experienced fly half, so that's not too bad. Guillaume Rouet was probably their first choice scrum half last season. Amazingly, for a team that finished in the top 4 of the top 14, he has gone to Nice. But he's 35-year-old, Spanish international. Again, another guy, been at the club for a while, part of the Basque community. But they didn't renew his contract because he's just getting a bit old. They've still got Maxime Machineau there as well. Felt like one of them was going to go, and it ended up being Rouet. And I mentioned Kasim going. But they brought in Herschel Yankees at 9, which feels like an interesting one. There's not a lot of South Africans that settle immediately in the top 14, I'd say. Kind of the international class. It's a bit of a grind. He is a really good, exciting game manager. He's good around the fringes as well. It'd be really interesting to see how he combines with Eurosagons. They feel like quite different players to me. But a couple of more big signings in the back row. They may have lost Uze Kassim, but to add to that back row, they've got Australian international Rob Liotta, load of physicality. But Alexandra Fisher was fantastic in the summer series against New Zealand, made our top 14 best signings this summer. Just so much work rate, loads of tacklings, great over the deck, great on the deck. But generally, I can't see them moving away from that kind of 10-man rugby, and with those blockbuster centres. The line out, especially defensively, is fantastic. So they're going to be tough to beat, especially at Stade Jean Daugé. Definitely kind of go and visit if you can. You've got to go to Chai Ramina. It's an absolute shrine to rugby. It's got so much memorabilia in there. You might see a couple of Rosbifs stickers. Hopefully they're still stuck up. But we love Chai Ramina. Amazing place. Generally, to how would I sum up Bayonne? They're a very likeable club. They're on the rise. They've had a really good season last year. But it will be some effort to repeat 4th. They could come quite close. Rich thinks they will get quite close. I think they might fall short. Not huge. It depends how much disruption those new signings cause. But they're building a really, really nice squad and a lovely game plan. Could be a bit of disruption. Let us know what you think about Bayonne. Really cool club. Look out for the other videos, but get into the comments with any thoughts you've got on Bayonne, and hope you enjoyed that. Look out for the next video.